Hey, I wanted to share a simple trigger point therapy practice using a little ball. This is from Balanced Body. It's slightly firmer than a tennis ball, but a tennis ball would work just fine. This is just a little firmer. Um, so I'm going to work on the hips this morning. I've got some stuff going on. I thought you might appreciate this. So many of us have points, like tender points that are often called trigger points, right here. Ball down right here. I'm going to point out 4 points. Then right down a little closer to the tailbone, a little in, right in here. You'll feel it. Right out in here, and then up right in this connection point right in here. So you might have all 4 of them, or a couple might be getting to you. So again, I'm going to show you with the ball, and then I'll lay down. So right here is where I'm going to start. I'm going to do 4 points. The one that gets me, and then down a little bit inwards, closer to the tailbone, right here, and then right here, and then up at this point, right in here. Okay, so what I do is I take this ball, lay down, and put it on that first point. You find it hurts, right? You can bend your leg, both your legs. I often will put a little weight like this so I can really sink in, let my body sink in around the ball. You find that first point, it hurts. You'll feel that tension and there's muscles, and you breathe. You could roll a little bit. You keep breathing. And you're going to start to feel often a little bit of a tremble, a little bit of a tension. Key is to make sure you breathe. I do this for about a minute. Ooh. I can feel that trembling in my leg. You might even be able to see it a little bit. Sometimes at this point I can straighten my leg down, really sink into it. Ooh. Mm. You can maybe hear the trembling in my breath a little bit. That's releasing tension out of your body. These are tension points, trigger points. And they tend to be far more tension-based than physiological per se, which just means that it's areas that your body holds tension, maybe even trauma, often grief. So don't be surprised if some tears come. And then at some point, the pain will dissipate a little bit, or you just felt like I've given that point enough. And then you lift up, move that point ball down to the next point. So I'm going down that point inwards, down by my tailbone, right up against the base of my spine. So the ball's pressing real gently, not on the spine, right adjacent. Oh, that one's tender too. I've got a little bit of a tuck in my tailbone, discovered recently. So working on releasing those muscles that link in right at the base. We can get really tight, especially from sitting. And we tuck our tailbones throughout the day a little bit, and it can get pulled under. Even as some of us have it, like I have an arch in my back, still manage to have a little tuck right at the base, and it causes so much tension in my glute area and my hips. And I breathe, and there's the trembling. I can feel myself sink in, like, ooh, a little bit around it. A little bit of a release. I could almost cry right on the edge there. Good. And I'm going to lift up, oof, and go out to that outer point right in there. Sometimes I tip just a little bit. We're tuck right up against the bone there. Ooh, it's tender. You don't want to go on it. Right up again. There's like a little pocket right there. Oh, I call them buttons. Little pain tension buttons. Ooh, that one. Yeah, so you can see I'm tipped a little bit just to sink right into that spot. This one's particularly tender today. Oh, there's that shake. Can you see that shake in my leg? Oh, there it is. I'm not doing that. It's just my body releasing. Keep breathing. Ooh, there's some emotions there for sure. Grief. Who isn't holding grief right now, huh? Ooh. And that shaking starts to dissipate a little bit. I can sink in a little bit deeper. I could hold this longer for sure, but that feels good for now. And one more point, so I'm up my hip, farther out this time than the first point. So again, I tip my body a little bit, find that little pocket right there up against the bone. Ooh, I can feel irradiating a little bit. Just find that sweet spot. You don't want to cause pain that feels like it's hurting you. It wants to feel kind of in the realm of good pain, right? That you can breathe through it. You're not pressing on the bone. You're not pressing on nerves. Finding those trigger points that many of us hold. See, I'm opening my hip a little bit so I can sink in around it. Oh, this one feels so tight. I was doing warm-ups this morning and realized how good this would feel. Oh, good. And off and lay flat just for a moment and feel how your right side feels. Well, if that was the side you were doing, I was doing my right side. My right side feels so different than my left side. This side feels flattened out. And this side feels kind of pulled in, a little bunched up, tense, right? So this side feels much more relaxed, like I'm flattened out on the ground. So just since I need to do the other side, you can do it with me. So taking the ball. So that inside point, I'm doing the other side, but that right in here on the other side, okay? So right there it is. Two sides will feel different, right? You can have your legs straight out if you want. You can bend it. You can put your foot down, kind of roll into it. I tend to tip my body just a little bit, just a little bit. There it is, right in there. For now, I need to have my foot on the ground because if I put my full weight, it's too much for me right now. So again, we're not pushing on bone, we're not pushing on nerves. These trigger points, these connection points, they're muscles or fascia. This is a form of myofascial release. Oh, there's that shake happening. Keep breathing. Oh, I can feel that shaking right in my kind of groin, hip flexor region. A lot of times, if you release one side, the other side releases. So our hip flexors, our front body down in our psoas region holds so much, and they can often constrict and hold to protect these tender, tight spots in our back body and the reverse, right? Oh, there it is. I can sink in a little bit deeper. That ball again. I'm going to move it out. No, down. We'll do the same direction. Down, a little bit closer, right by, adjacent to my tailbone, right up against it, not on it. Oh, this side is not quite as tender as the other side. Can roll, so I feel that spot. We have a lot of muscles and a lot of connection points. If you ever look at an anatomy images or anatomy app or a book. There's so many connections down here in our body. Layers of glute muscles. Ooh. Feel a little bit of a tremor happening now. Keep breathing. I'm going to arch my back a little bit to make sure that your body stays as relaxed as possible, letting your body sink in. Keep breathing. Don't be surprised if a few tears come. And that shaking, that's perfectly good. That's your body releasing. So just keep breathing. And there's a little bit of a sink in for me. We each have how long our body takes. It's different for every person. I'm going to roll it outside to that point. On the other side, we're out in here, right in that little pocket. There it is. So I tip my body a little bit, open my hip. Oh, I can sink in, to titrate, right? Find that edge for you. Ooh, already some tremors are coming there. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. My left leg is really tremoring as it releases. The hesitation and release, really good. Keep breathing. You can see my leg starting to drop. It opens. Oh, yes. Make sure you're breathing nice and slow and steady. Don't hold your breath. Shifting a tiny bit to find that other edge. There's a couple edges there, right in there. A few more breaths. Ooh. And there's a sink and release. And one more. Right, so this point that's so out in here, huh? Wait, no, up in here now. So now we're working that outer point, that fourth point. All right, up against. One's real tender, so they're not on the bone for me. You don't want to be on the bone. You don't want to press up against a nerve. Just finding that tension spot of that connector point of the fascia. Connects against the hip bone, back there. Maybe sometime I'll come on with some images and show you. Oh, there it is. There's a bit of a shake coming. Breathing, sinking into it. And there's the release. Opening my leg a little bit now. Sinking in around it. Oh. Yes. And take the ball out. And then lay there for a moment. Feel how your glutes, your lumbopelvic region, or in your pelvis, right? But right at that connection point. How it feels resting on the ground now. Should feel quite a bit different. And then from here, you can go on with your day, or you can go into a Pilates routine, and your body will feel so much better. So there you go. There's a ball release. So if you don't have a tennis ball, find yourself a tennis ball. I find them on the beach all the time, or you can go to Pilates.com, which is Balanced Body, and get these little red balls. They don't cost very much. All right.